I respect, particularly women whose texture has been deemed problematic. And I know how salons have treated them. It's particularly important for me to make sure that those women get top-notch experience and are serviced and are loved on. That's what's most important to me. I got a good one for y'all today. So I have been in recent discussion with a couple of hairdresser friends of mine that have salons, and their frustration with taking clients late or taking them any kind of way. And I'll tell you, after COVID and the lockdown, the interesting thing is that I was trying to figure out then how to divorce my staff because I got sick of managing bad behavior. And I'm a hairstylist, I'm not a manager. And so it was always something, hey, your client didn't like that you were an hour late, or hey, your client didn't like that you her hair, but we'll fix it, blah, 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 blah. And just, it wasn't my thing. I loved it until I didn't. After the lockdown and got rid of my staff and, really started to depend more on the bells and whistles of what this software, the Salon software could really do, it was like a new day. And for me, the client experience is essential before anything. I've been called rude, racist, a whole host of things in reviews that were just not warranted because of managing other hairstylists, client expectations, having a staff of receptionists who would buzz somebody in, knew that they were coming up the stairs, client walks through the front door and the receptionist is looking on their phone. Like, you buzzed them in, you knew they were walking through the front door. And so where was that radical hospitality? And you should be seen and welcomed. So in discovering what our software did, Vagaro, a lot of bad behavior I was able to get rid of, meaning I could get rid of an entire staff of receptionists. And it also helped to improve the behavior of our customers. And it became a much more enjoyable experience, not only for them, but for me. And you don't want a mean, raggedy, old, testy hairdresser doing your hair, or an environment that's being created that is not flourishing, so we all enjoy the experience, right? Your hairdresser wants to enjoy the experience as well. And so it was priority for me to, at 39 years later, to not get burnt out and to love what I do, and to extend that same experience to my guests. And so I'm big on salon policy. One of the things our software, Vagaro, allows us to do is when you go in to pick because we are online booking only. There's no one to call or talk to. It's intentional that way. There's no person to talk to when you book your appointment. If there's some type of a problem, somebody might call you, but rarely. And everything is online. And so when you book your appointment for a particular stylist, there's a profile of them, but there's also a description of each service that you book. And it's important to read those descriptors because, for instance, one of our policies is that for any superficial service, like a blow dry, or a wash and go style, or a curly lesson, wash and go lesson, whatever. If it appears as though your hair is damaged and or has not been cut in 3 to 6 months or more, you may be denied service. For the simple fact that, first of all, little secret, hairdressers don't like to do tore up hair. I like for you to come in to see me for the first time with a head of tore up hair. Because everybody's got potentially beautiful hair. And so I see that before anything. And so my goal is to turn it around. So you can walk around with hair that you've fallen in love with and say you got it done at Hair Rules by Dickey. It's your walking billboard. So over time, we discover your regimen, and then over time, your hair starts to flourish. But you can't book a superficial service like a blow dry and a curly style, and your hair's tore up and hasn't been cut in 4 to 6 months or a year or more. Because now you want me to style damaged, compromised hair. And I'm not doing it. The salon down the street wants your money to do it, but I won't do it. It's just ethically not right. So for me, the policy is if it appears as though your hair hasn't been cut in 3 months or more, 3 to 6 months or more, or your hair is damaged, you may be denied service or suggested a haircut if time permits. Because what was important for you to do when you booked that appointment was to read the description of the service. Also, there is a policy and procedure that you are required to fill out. Well, one, read, fill out in order for your appointment to be booked. And do you know how many women don't read that policy and procedure and sign it anyways? And then you have to do what? And it's really nicely written. And then you come to me, and I've got clients back to back, and you came in for a blow dry, a silk press, whatever, and you haven't had a haircut in a year. And actually time does not permit for me to cut it. Because for the most part, you all know, for women who have a texture other than straight, the hair is generally thicker and longer than the average head of hair. Or hair that is just straight. And so for me, my thought behind servicing everybody is that in order for me to extend the same type of respect on your time and have you in and out, make sure that you're taking the moment you walk in, and then make sure that you're out of here within an hour. Even if you have hair down to here and it's out to here, it might be an hour or 15 minutes depending, but for the most part, you're not going to be in here for 2 or 3 hours having your hair done. Whether you have hair down to here and it's that thick and you're wearing it curly or straight, it's just not happening. But in order for that not to happen, I have to take you when you walk in. And then there's somebody booked next. What if you were 15 minutes late? Whose appointment is that going to run into? Because she ain't going to be happy. I can guarantee you that. 15 minutes is a lot of time, particularly, and we do hair, or I do hair like you have somewhere to go. I get to work. I don't lollygag, I talk and walk at the same time. What it has done is improved the behavior of guests. They expect to be taken when they come in. They expect to walk out at a particular time. And there will be the occasion, every blue moon, where somebody is there's a backup for whatever reason. That's rare. It might happen 3 times a year. Doesn't happen any other time. I respect particularly women whose texture has been deemed problematic, not acceptable, not unprofessional. Not professional, unkept, unclean. It's and I know how salons have treated them. It's particularly important for me to make sure that those women get top-notch experience and are serviced and are loved on. That's what's most important to me, on top of giving them a great head of hair. But it's not difficult, because all the hair that we do, or I have to do here at Hair Rules, is hair that has to be relatable for you to be able to do at home. There's no tricks. It's just good old hair analysis and discovery about what got you there, where you've been, how much you know, and then a solution, and then a resolve. The policies and procedures are for you, so that you have an enjoyable experience, so your hairdresser doesn't get slammed and stressed out and transfers all that to you, because we don't all have that skill. I do, with limitations. So hope this helps your next salon experience. So if you like these videos, I hope that you click like and subscribe, and go to hairrules.com for further education and find a regimen and products that are specific to your hair texture, not someone else's. And so every day can be a great hair day. And yeah, see you soon.